Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain about one of the important commands in a Red Hat Linux, that is a chattr. Chattr is a Linux command used to change the file attributes at the file system level. Okay, for example, we have two attributes, that is plus I and plus a. Plus I is a immutable attribute. Plus a is a attribute, append only attribute. Okay. First, we will discuss about the immute attribute. I'll explain in detail. Okay, so immutable attribute. This file, once we apply this immutable attribute to the file cannot be edited, deleted, renamed, even moved to the file. So even if it is applied, root user also cannot modify it. So we have a this kind of mechanism can be useful for any critical or configuration files. For example, we have passwords, right? A slash etc slash passwd. Okay, in that file, there are so many users accounts, so we don't want anyone to access, to modify, or to do any activity, to perform any activity in that users account file. So in such a situations, we can apply this attribute, that is immutable attribute. Okay, so this makes the file or directory immutable, and since uh, file cannot be modified, modified in sense like no, modified in sense edit, delete, rename, or move. Okay, edit, delete, and move. So how to apply chattr plus I, chattr plus I slash uh, any file. Okay, we can use let's say we use um, slash etc slash or else imp file, important file. Okay, this is okay, this is let's say this is one important file. We keep the some critical or confidential data, so we don't want anybody to access it, to modify it, to delete it, to move it. So we, for that, we use the chattr plus I. So okay, how to remove the plus I, how to remove immutable attribute. Chattr hyphen I imp. Just like how we have applied the plus I immutable, in the same way we use a hyphen I. Okay. uh, Next one is append only. Append only is, this command is, this makes the file add the content only. This makes the file append only. Append in sense like adding only, you just only add the content to the file. The content can only be added to the file if append is applied. So how to apply, how to apply append chattr plus a file. Data file 1. how to remove append chattr hyphen a slash data slash file1. Okay, so we have this is how we can add the attributes like chattr plus a plus I immutable and hyphen I to remove the immutable, plus a to append the content to the file. We use chattr plus a, and to remove it we use the chattr hyphen a. To list to see the attributes applied to the files, the command is lsattr hyphen l. Okay, we will see one by one with the practical. Okay, okay, now we'll see what are the files we have. Okay, we don't have any files. Okay, let's create a few files. Touch all kdr test dir. Okay, I have created one test dir. Now uh, now I have created one file system directory. Now I'm going to apply the plus I immutable to the directory test dir. Now we have applied. Now I'm going to enter into the directory ch. I logged in as a root. Now I'm going to enter into this directory test dir. Now I have entered. Now if I try to create any file, touch file 1. See here setting is no such file or directory. Okay. Let's say create any new file. Change the mkdir test. Here we can't. Here it's saying that operation is not permitted, because here, as I said earlier, the file which when we apply the plus I, that is immutable, the this no operation is allowed. Okay, this is so this is how we can apply the immutable attribute to the files directories. Okay, now uh, let's apply the append only attribute chattr. Let's come out of the file. Now touch file test. Now we have created a file test. Now let's apply the append only attribute a file test. Now we have applied. Now if we try to remove this file rf file test, the operation is not permitted. We can only add the content to this file, but other than adding the content to this file, no operation is allowed. So uh, how can we identify which files have been applied the attributes? The command is lsattr hyphen l. So if you see here, we have a test dir immutable and file test append only. Okay, so these two files we can say apply attributes, what attributes that have been applied to the files or directories. Okay, now if you want to remove, how to remove the attribute is the same way, chattr hyphen I test dir. Now we have applied, we have removed the attributes chattr hyphen a file test. Okay, if you check lsattr hyphen l, you see here no attributes, so attributes have been removed. So this is how we can apply the attributes to the files and directories. Now we can remove the files, we can add the content to the file. For example, I just want to remove the file. Removing, modifying, both are same. rm-rf slash test dir. The file is removed. Okay. rm-rf file test. If you see here, we don't see any files. These files have been removed. Okay. So this is how we can apply the attributes to the files and directories. And if we want any critical files, we want to apply the attributes. The best attribute is immutable. I mean, best, not best. To prevent the file deletion or file modification, we use the attribute that's immutable. If you want to only to add the content to the file, we use the append only, chattr plus a. So, thanks for watching and have a nice day.